There's literally nobody here. This is Christmas Day, LAX. So today is day one here in Tanzania. We got in late last night, about 9 o'clock, after about 28 hours of flying. LAX to Amsterdam and Amsterdam down to Tanzania. Took a bunch of sleeping pills and passed out, which was nice. Got lots of sleep. I think I'm on a new schedule now, which is good. Today we're just hanging out at the hotel here. Relaxing. At 2 o'clock we'll have a gear check with the guides. We meet our guides and go through all of our gear, get everything situated, and just relax until tomorrow. Tomorrow will be our first day, so rest until tomorrow. Today is officially day one of hiking, so we'll be driving about 2 hours to the entrance gate on the western side of Kilimanjaro. From there we'll check in, and we got about, I think they said, hour and a half, 2-hour hike, which probably only equates to 2 or 3 miles really. It's really slow going, but once we do that we'll be up at Camp 1 and we'll check in there.
What?
Did you just knock it over again?
Yeah, kinda. Oh, half knock. Alright, let's do this.
It's kind of hard to tell on the GoPro.
Yeah, it's very
It's kind of hard to tell, but that is a very, very tall mountain.
I'm not nervous at all.
This is the weigh-in check-in. So every porter can only carry 20 kilograms. We got to weigh all the bags, distribute all the gear between the porters, get approval here, and then we can drive up to the final spot where we will actually start the hike. So while we do that, we're going to get some lunch and just relax, and then we'll be hiking shortly. We've officially made it to our starting point. Rankert already has his bag on.
I thought we were hiking.
He's ready to go.
I thought that's the whole point of coming here.
I'm not sure why. We got a couple cars still waiting. Just getting our first looks of where we're headed over the next 5 days. Here we got the 3 vans full. There are 5 climbers in our group, 3 guides, and 24 porters, and they're carrying everything, basically everything. Here they all are, just getting ready. How excited are you?
Andale, andale, arriba.
Tim? Tyler?
I'm so excited, so thrilled.
You look tired. Timothy?
You don't even know my name?
What? Are you part of our group, sir? Are you lost?
Just here for the food. Yeah, here for the curry.
That's a 5-day hike and another, we'll say, 10,000 feet of climbing. Day one, Shira Plateau. That's a volcano too. That's the old volcano, the Shira volcano. It collapsed and got filled in when the Kibo volcano, which is this big one, all the lava flow. But there's 3 volcanoes total. We're going to that one. There, off in the distance, right there. That's our day one camp, Shira 1 camp. We've been maybe 1.6 miles so far, and we're only going about maybe 2.2 or 2.3. So pretty short day, just our first day. Not a lot of elevation gain, pretty flat here on the plateau, but that'll be our first camp. We'll get there in just about 30 minutes, and we are now about to walk in to camp 1. We're at about 2.26 miles. Here we go. This is day 1 in the books. Once we get our camp all set up, we'll give you a little camp tour and we'll go from there. All right, so camp is now set up. Shira 1 camp. You can see Kilimanjaro there in the background, so we'll give a little tour of the camp. This is our mess hall here. This is where we eat. And they even brought us chairs and hibiscus tea and popcorn. So this is where the guides sleep. The 3 guides, they get a little nice tent like us. And then there's 3 tents for us. And then the porters get these kind of green canvas tents here that they sleep on over there. So they split up between those 3, cram in there, I suppose. It's pretty quiet week on the mountain. Even busier than it was a couple weeks ago, but just with COVID happening and everything else going on travel wise, it's been really slow for them. At the base camp, when we get up there around this time of year, there's normally 1,000 people, and they're only expecting about 100. So far less people that we have here, but that's camp 1, Shira camp. Okay, night 1 is in the books. We slept here. It is now 6:30 in the morning, as you can see. There's Kilimanjaro. Sun's just about to come up over those hills. So now we're just sort of gotta pack up all of our gear. So we've got all the gear kind of packed up and ready to go, charging electronics. Because I have breakfast and then another little briefing on kind of what to expect today, and then headed across the Shira Plateau. Okay, so we just made it into camp 2. This is called Shira 2. Now about 12,500 feet up. Really slow hike. It took a really long time to go that far. That was the hardest part, is the mentality of just walking that slow for that long when it's normally like an hour and a half, 2-hour hike. So that was certainly the hardest part, but the view of Kilimanjaro, as you can see from behind me, that's the view now that we have. So we know what we're walking into. Okay, we are currently up around 13,000 plus feet on our first acclimation hike out of Shira 2, Camp 2. So we're just up here, hiked up another 200 meters or so, and just kind of resting, getting used to the altitude, and then we'll head back down. but the fog has lifted significantly, giving us good views again. Much closer views now of Kibo. So just a couple days away. Okay, here's the start to, I think we're on day 3 now. Good night's sleep. Everyone's feeling really good. Just finished our medical. Everyone passed medical really well. Still feeling good. So today we got about 6 to 8 hours. We're headed up to about 4,600 meters, and then we'll come back down and camp around 3,900 meters. So long, slow going hike today, but everyone's in good spirits. This is the last of the long days. From here on out, the miles get down to only 3 or 4 a day, so we're looking forward to that too. But we're definitely headed up to the foothills of the base, which we'll be at in about 2 days. So that's where we're going. Halfway point on first part of today's hike, and it's time to get more gear on. The fog has come in. It's dropped at least 10-15 degrees, but we're feeling good. So we just left Lava Tower, which you probably can't see behind me. We had lunch there. It's about 15,000 feet, but that was our acclimation hike. Now we're gonna go camp down at Barranco Camp. It'll be about an hour, hour and a half of hiking, all downhill. So get there, set up camp, get warm, eat dinner. You know the rest. Okay, we officially made it down to Barranco Camp. They're currently trying to set up our, oh, you can barely see it, our mess hall, but one of the tent poles got an issue, so we're working on that. Now, what I would show you if there wasn't fog is this is where we're going tomorrow. It's a 1,000-foot wall called the Barranco Wall, and it is very much a wall, and it's very much a scaling climb for about an hour, hour and a half. So hopefully when the fog lifts, we'll get some photos of that. And until then, we'll wait for dinner, medical check, and hopefully a good night's sleep. Okay, it's a little bit cold, so I gotta make this quicker. But it's the morning of, it's Thursday, the 31st. Now that the fog is all lifted from yesterday, these are some of the perks of hiking Kilimanjaro. First things first, you wake up well above the mountains and the clouds. It just creates these incredibly spectacular views. And then 2, you realize that you are at the base of a very, very tall mountain. If you look over here, you probably can't see, but there's a little orange backpack right here. This person's climbing the Barranco Wall, which is what we're going to be doing today. Once we get to the top, we'll have some tea, we'll rest, we'll do all of that, and then we got about another 2 hours of ups and downs to Barranco Camp. So, just a couple days away now. Here we go. Oh, okay.
And the upside down, which also that was a great overrated.
Okay, we've officially made it to the top of the Barranco wall, just in time for a lot of fog. So that's Kilimanjaro. This is the direction we're going. That's the direction we came from. 1,000 feet down though. But this is also our acclimation hike for the day. So we're gonna sit up here and just take in the higher altitude before we descend a little bit down to our Karanga camp. So we made it to camp, but it's so foggy we don't know where they set up the tents. So as you can see, there's tents there, there. Not ours. So we're just wandering, looking for where our tents are. But be it for today. Grab some lunch, repack our bags, prep our gear for summit, because once we get to Barranco camp, we don't spend the night. We'll just have a nap, and then we'll wake up about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and we'll begin our summit hike. So hopefully we can find our tents. All right, today is maybe day 5. 6, 7. It is the 1st, so Happy New Year. Last night's very eventful New Year's Eve was going to bed by 8 o'clock. As for this morning, step 1, we'll get some breakfast, medical check, and then we'll head up to base camp, and then we'll check in again. It's weird waking up above the clouds.
Oh!
It wouldn't be a trip to Kilimanjaro without a little snow. But we're here. Barranco camp, ice camp, Kilimanjaro somewhere that way, and our camp somewhere down there. This is where we'll make our final camp before our ascent tonight to the summit. Okay, it's about 11 o'clock at night on the 1st. Just got woken up. We've got all our gear on. We're gonna go have some tea, fill our waters, some cookies, and we're going. Okay, we're on our first break. It's been about an hour and a half. Probably have gone maybe a quarter mile. We got really lucky. There's almost no wind. We've been shedding layers as we go up, so that's a good sign. It's only about 30 degrees. Not too bad. We've been hiking for over 6 hours. Fortunately, the sun's come up. It's quite a bit warmer now. But we still probably have an hour and a half to Stella Point. From there, it's about another hour to Euro Peak. That's the goal. Struggling, but I think we'll make it. Definitely make it. Well, I told you 6, and we're on hour 8, and maybe about 2 more to go. So, spirits are high. This is a challenge, harder than I anticipated. How about you, Jason?
Tell us what's happening, Jason.
We're gonna make it though. Yeah. Albert's gonna make sure we make it, right, Albert?
Why you not?
That's that ridge right there, wherever it is. That's Stella's Point. And we may or may not almost be out of food and water.
I'm almost out.
We will deal with that at the sign. This is not the sign we're looking for, but it is the sign that the majority of the elevation is over. I made it that far. Okay, we hit Stella Point. We're moving on. We have to go to the end of that ridge there. You might be able to see it, there's a little sign.
Congratulations everyone, you made it.
We all made it.
Hakuna Matata! Hakuna Matata! To the top! Good job, Kra. Well done. Hey, Jason. Well done.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
So proud of you guys. You done a great job. Good job, good job, good job. Good job, my friend. Good job. Congratulations, good job. Good job. Good job, my friend. Good job.
So this is how you descend on Kilimanjaro once you're done. Lean back at a 45-degree angle, dig your heels into the ash, and just try and slow yourself down. We've covered probably 4 hours of upward hiking in about 15 minutes. It's insane. This is so steep. Well, it's the final day. I guess we'll call this post-mortem. I'm very tired today. Everyone is sore, mostly. After we summited yesterday, we 5 miles down back to Barranco camp, where we hung out for about an hour, packed our things, and headed down here to what is now known as Millennium Camp, but also known as High Camp. So here again, we're back at about 13,000 feet. So there's vegetation, there's wildlife, not birds, but it's still pretty high though. So we got to get down today to around 9,000 feet to the Miracle Gate, where the car will pick us up. That'll be it. In retrospective, well worth the extra pain to get to the top. I'm seeing it now, especially. Really get some good views. A lot more snow on it than there was yesterday. And there's glaciers on this side as well. So, really good trip. Really hard trip. Not an easy hike. It's not something that you just show up and do for sure. It is strenuous. It's very difficult, and you have no idea how the altitude is going to play an effect until you get here. So, but I'm grateful. I'm glad that we all made it, and now just kind of looking forward to getting back to that hotel.